we've already begun to address. The first one, for example, is the travel policy that you considered this evening. But I'm pleased to announce that there were no significant findings in the audit, and I consider it a clean and very positive report. The report is available on our website, and if you have any questions, council, please do contact the auditors. They're ready and willing to respond to any questions or concerns you may have. Also, I distributed this evening to you a memo outlining 2 areas of reorganization I'm taking in the city tonight. The first involves the area of code enforcement. You'll recall that about a year ago we moved code enforcement from Community Development to the Police Department. As of tonight, I'm asking that the position be reclassified, requiring that position to be a certified police officer. That will allow the person doing code enforcement to have more authority when it arrives on scene. It will give us a little more power and authority to address code enforcement and our overall community appearance. That was something that our citizen survey identified as a high priority, is our community appearance, and we intend to address that in more detail in a work session in an upcoming meeting. The second area of reorganization involves our finance area. You will recall from the audit report, they identified a need for separation of duties and additional personnel. The small staff, those are not unusual sorts of comments to make. I've seen them on most audit reports that I've had. But we've had, about a year ago, I hired Mr. Clark as the Administrative Services Director, and at that point in time I indicated that we would evaluate our process and make changes as needed. Based on what I've seen over the past year, I am tonight eliminating the position of Finance Director, and in its place I'm going to institute 2 accountant positions. That will allow us to separate duties, bring more workforce to the problem, and meet some of the concerns that were identified in the audit. These 2 areas will be overseen by the Chief of Police and Administrative Services Director. I've asked those 2 gentlemen to prepare a plan for implementation to do so within the next 60 days. So we'll see those plans put in place over the next 2 months. That concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, Tom. Is there any unfinished business come before council at this point? Hearing none, we'll move on to board commission appointments. Item number 1 is City Council's consideration of Mayor Thomas's nomination to the Morristown Utility Commission of Steve Visey for a 5-year term to expire on August the 1st, 2016.
I'll make the motion we reject that nomination.
We have a motion to disapprove. Would you allow it to be disapproved, or do you want it to be rejected?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? Okay. That's okay. It's okay, Sean. All right. That's what we've been doing. I just don't want to.
Not a problem.
All right. We have a motion by Councilmember LaBelle to disapprove. Do we have a second?
Excuse me a second. Paul, can you just hit yes real quick? There we go. Okay, now the motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember LaBelle. Do we have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Garrett. Is there any discussion?
I got a question, I guess, to Dick, Dick, I was going through some applications for the U.S. position, board position, and four applications that I found was one of the first 4 put in, and they hadn't even come. I know there's one artist, Mr. Harold Knight, he put in for a position, and they have bypassed. Are you allowed to bypass? I mean, these, my understanding, was the first 4 applicants applied for it, but they've been bypassed. Is that okay?
Yeah, it complies with the charter provision.
It does?
The charter provision doesn't have any requirement for soliciting or accepting applications. Mr. Swan, when he was general manager, I think implemented that procedure to get more people participating, but it is not required.
Not required to have an application, just pick who you want to pick.
No, sir.
Without experience on that or anything? John, apply for that, John?
I think you're right. The charter says you can't hold both offices.
Well, that's right. You would be on the charter. Okay.
Well, Dick has 2. In U.S. and City Council, Dick.
But mine doesn't rise to the level
swamp for a while.
We will now take a vote, and so that we don't get confused, we have a motion on the floor is to disapprove. Therefore, if you vote yea, you will be disapproving. If you vote no, you will actually be voting approve. So yea is to disapprove. No, it's the opposite. Please enter your vote. Five yeas, 2 nays. Passes. Next item to come before council is Mayor Thomas's appointment to the Morristown Housing Authority for a 5-year term to expire on February 15, 2017. This is for the term expiring of Joel Seal. And at this time, I'd like to tell people here that he has been a contributor ever since I've known him. Not only has he been our police chief, but he has served 3 terms on the Morristown Housing Authority, and I appreciate his doing so. I did call him and told him that I hope that he stays active in our community. The person that I am appointing is here tonight. His name is Harold Knight. Harold, if you would please stand so that you'll... Harold, I appreciate you taking this 5-year term on as an appointment. I want to give you a little bit about Harold's background. He is a business administration major, graduated from Carson Newman College, and is an accounting major. And he is also versed in real estate and brokerage. Thank you very much, Harold, for taking this appointment. I appreciate it very much. And I'm sure that you will be an asset to the Morristown Housing Authority. Next item to come before council will be new business. Item number 1 is council approval of Morristown Utility Commission debt policy. And at this time, I believe we have a city administrator. Do you want to address it before anyone?
Yes, sir. Just to let the audience know, the state adopted a policy that requires local governments and entities that can issue debt to adopt a policy to allow for certain things to happen in terms of public review on the debt. The city has done so. The utility board is required to do so as well, and it's been recommended that they submit this plan for your review and consideration before it goes to the state. I believe that Mr. Rucker and Mr. Wiggins are in the audience if you have any questions about the proposed policy.
Are there any questions to the city administrator or to the MUS representatives? Being none, at this time, Chair will entertain a motion. All right, we have a motion by Councilmember Keats. We have a second by Councilmember Pittens. Is there any discussion by council? Hearing none, please enter your votes. Six yeas, 1 abstention. Passes. Next item is item number 2, council approval of $10,724 to Truck Tire Center of Knoxville for the purchase of additional tires for 4 landfill vehicles. This will be 100% reimbursed by using the remaining ARRA funds. Would you like to address the city administrator?
Just wanted to tell you why this is on your agenda. We are the fiscal agent for this regional transportation board. As such, we feel it's our responsibility to make sure that they follow the purchasing requirements of the state and their board. Therefore, this is for approval there. It does not involve city money or even local money. This will be reimbursed from federal funds.
Thank you, Tom. Are there any questions of the city administrator? If not, Chair will entertain a motion for approval of $10,724 to Truck Tire Center of Knoxville.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion from Councilmember LaBelle. Do we have a second? We have a second from Councilmember Pittens. Is there any discussion by the council? Hearing none, please enter your vote. Okay. 7 yeas, no nays. All right. Approved.
Do you have anything else under new business?
No, I don't at this point. If there's anything in would like to discuss, they're welcome to, and then we'll adjourn, and then we have a work session.
Mayor, since this is the portion of the meeting that we've been allowing council to speak, since there's not a designated area, I would like to address the council, the mayor, and the citizens at this time, and I'd like to have what I'm going to say spread across the minutes, please. Mayor, city council members, and citizens of Morristown, following the newscast last week on Channel 8, I feel it necessary to explain what the 2001 referendum actually did. Morristown does not need additional propaganda and misrepresentation, and I feel it is the responsibility of the city council to present the facts. In 2001, we had a referendum. It was legislative action on private act. It was voted on May 4, 2001, House Bill 1338 and Senate Bill 1613. There were 4 points in that referendum, in that private act change. Change the name of the Board of Electric Light and Water Works, expand the commission, expand the authority of the commission, change the terms of office, provide a method of appointment and a method to fill vacancies. We now refer to the Morristown Utility Commission as the Morristown Utilities Commission, sometimes referred to as Morristown Utility System. The main focus of that referendum, and what I believe most residents were voting on, was to allow MUS to go into the telecom business. The 2001 referendum increased the size of the MUC board from 3 to 5 members and terms to 5 years. The 2001 referendum states a majority vote, and I quote, "A majority vote of the City Council shall be necessary for the election of such nominee to the MUC board," and outlined the process as follows. MUC submits a list of 3 nominees for MUC board seat expiring July 31st of each year. Mayor selects 1 name from the 3 nominees submitted to present City Council. The City Council then votes to approve or to disapprove the nominee presented by the mayor. And again, I quote, "A majority vote of City Council shall be necessary for the election of such nominee." I'd like to summarize. According to the 2001 amendment to the city charter, the mayor is charged to select 1 nominee from the list of 3 to put to a vote of City Council. The mayor does not act on his own. He should act in accordance with the members of City Council. The council is not trying to change the referendum. The council is trying to enforce the appointment process enacted by the referendum. The mayor is forcing the City Council to send legislation to Nashville. 5 members of this council would like to see the appointment issue resolved so that we can move forward. It is unfortunate that the appointment of a member to the MUC board has been prolonged by the mayor because he does not acknowledge that a majority vote of City Council stands. The mayor initiated the idea of the Morristown Utility Commission operating the sewer. In fact, when talking with several of the nominees, the mayor asked if nominated and elected to serve on the MUC board, would they support the MUC operating the sewer. The language in the legislation before Nashville, changing the ability of the MUC to operate sewer, is based upon the mayor's statements to council members about the MUC operating the sewer. In addition, the mayor has asked MUC board nominees if they would support the operation of sewer by MUC if they were nominated or appointed to the MUC board. The language in legislation pertaining to sewer in no way says that MUC will operate the sewer. The language will allow the MUC to operate the sewer system only with prior approval of City Council, as stated in the private act. It is the responsibility of the mayor and City Council to determine how to work together in the best interest of the public. All members, mayor included, were elected to make the difficult decisions to determine the best course of action on issues before the council. I've said before that I was on the council in 2001 when Mayor John Johnson was the mayor and this issue was brought to us. And Bill Swan, who was then the chief operating officer at the utility company, stood before us. And I debated both individuals over this particular nominating procedure of the mayor having to get the approval of the City Council. That was 16 years ago. And during 16 years, we've had Mayor John Johnson, Mayor J.D. Shockley, Mayor Gary Johnson, Mayor Sammy Burrell, and now Mayor Danny Thomas. Only one time in those 16 years, now 16, almost a half years, have we had a situation, and that was one time only under Mayor Johnson, that his nominee was not approved. As I said before, Mayor Johnson went back, realized the majority vote of city council was required by the referendum to approve a candidate. He worked with the council to come to a consensus, came back the next meeting, and a candidate was approved. I say again, that in 16 and almost a half years, only one time, no other mayor has ever done what you have done. And I call upon you to abide by the letter of the referendum and realize that in this particular situation, it is the council as set up per the referendum, per the amendment to the private act, that determines the candidate. And I think it would behoove us to all sit down and discuss it. Thank you.
Any other comments by council?
Yeah, I'd like to move to add an item to the agenda, discussion of individuals impersonating city employees, MUC employees, MUS employees. I'd like to open the agenda and add that, and that's my motion.
We have, could you read that in the formal motion?
Yeah, my motion is to open the agenda to bring up the discussion of individuals impersonating city employees, MUC employees, and MUS employees.
All right, so your first motion is to open the agenda, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to open the agenda, the council meeting this evening. Do we have a second? We have a second by Councilmember Vivens. At this point, council members would, if you wish to discuss this, we may. I don't think it's discussed. Did you want to discuss it?
No.
At this point, enter your vote.